You hear me, Jay?
Yep. Hello, folks. Welcome to Elysian Beers. Tonight, we're examining Elysian Beers. Hello, David Cassidy, Dead Rabbit, and Carolyn's.
So I'm trying to get information on my beer right now. So hold on.
All right. I'm in Louisiana where Louisiana Beer Reviews. Beverage Ramble is in Georgia. And I'll show
What's up?
I'll show you what I have tonight. But I did not pay $5.19 for it.
God bless you, Claude. Aye.
I think this was $2.79. I think it was $2.79 if I'm not mistaken. Something like that, wasn't it? Expensive. Can't even remember where I bought it. I just got it somewhere around here. It's fresh. It has a good date. I hear some background noise. You might want to make sure you're not watching the video back. So we got a good date on the can.
I don't need a beer finder. I mean, hold on. Where the hell is these beers? This website's a little ooky.
All right. Hold on. I'll have it. I have it. Okay, so don't worry about
it. I retrieved it. I got it now. So
I have the 19.2 ounce can. Yeah, you're watching the video while I'm playing it, so you're gonna have to turn that off so you don't get muted. Okay, so here it is.
I'm not watching the video. Okay?
I could hear myself talking. Here it is. Here's the orange appearance with an off-white head. And you know what Elysian looks like. Orange. It's somewhat hazy. Yeah, it's a little bit hazy. Yeah. Okay.
Started in 1995, the company out of Seattle, and bought by AB InBev in 2015.
Yeah, I thought that's what the year was.
All right. Let me introduce my beer. First time I'm trying this tonight. America, North America, and the world. I got the
Night Owl. Oh, right.
Night Owl, 6.7% ABV. Night Owl hazy light brown color with a medium body and a whipped cream head. This drinkable pumpkin ale balances its light molasses sweetness with its robust spice.
Hold on, we're gonna show it. Hold on. Let me type in the information. 8.2% Night Owl.
No, 6.7%.
I was typing in mine first. 6.7. And we'll add more. Okay, so cool. Take some deep breaths. All right.
I'm frustrated today.
I can see that Hector Lopez asked what we were reviewing. I told him, but then he quit beer talk. I don't know what his deal is. It's kind of an odd way to act. All right. Okay, so here we go. But I sent him a link on a private message in case he wants to join. He never can decide if he wants to join.
Let me lower the volume real quick.
Yeah, do that. All right, so here's Space Dust IPA. 8.2% alcohol, 73 bitterness units, India Pale Ale, available in bomber bottles, these big 19.2 ounce cans, 6-pack bottles, 12-pack bottles, 6-pack cans, 12-pack cans, half kegs, and 1/6 kegs.
Would this be considered Elysian an Imperial IPA because of the ABV?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Product description: balances bitterness with a sweetness of hop flavors, grapefruit, mango, and orange aromas with a medium body and a dry finish. Malts: C15, Dextra Pills, and Pale Malt. The hops are Amarillo, Chinook, and Citra. I see this at Walmart all the time. It says, first brewed in 2012 as a one-off at our Innovation Brewery, Elysian Fields. Name originates from the brew day where leftover galaxy hop dust was spontaneously thrown into the brew, hence Space Dust. The beer grew in popularity with our pubs, was bottled in our Manic series, and eventually became the #1 beer in our portfolio. Galaxy hops were eventually replaced by Amarillo. So the original Space Dust is no longer used in Space Dust. Inspiration came from original Pop Rocks candy packaging. With permission from General Mills, we adapted the label to a hop cone chomping down on a hop dust while in space. You remember those Pop Rocks?
Yeah.
You put them in your mouth and they blow up, and then people would say if you drank it with Coke, it would kill you. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that growing up. Yeah. Urban legend.
Don't drink it with Coke, it'll kill you. I was like terrified that somebody would. Hazy 96. Oh, don't tell me this is like Sam 76. What are y'all doing to me? All right, well, we'll never see it anyway. All right.
What was Sam 76? What description we call it?
Dull.
A light lager? What do you call Sam 76? What kind of was that? Adjunct? I don't know.
They kept changing it. Now, before we go to your beer, let's look at this for a minute. We get Elysian. I tried the Juicy Dust in Hawaii, which was very good, I might add. I've never seen Dawn Again. I've never seen Fields Premium.
Never seen that one.
Never seen Hazy 96. Never seen Snail Bones. We used to get Super Fuzz. We used to get Dayglow, but they all came in bottles back then. We used to get
that one right there. The contact haze. We do see around here from time to time, but I wasn't going to drive around.
Yeah, we used to get full contact in bottles, but I haven't seen it in years. When I was in Hawaii, I found this Dragon's Tooth Stout, oatmeal stout, 8.1. Boy, that was so good. But now you have one called Night Owl, but you have a bottle. And they have bottles and cans. There you go. Now you can take over.
Now, Jay, is my sound? I mean, what's going on? Is it because, like I said, I'm on my computer and
sounds fine. I hear you now. The echo, the echo's going.
Because I don't have YouTube. I don't have YouTube on, so you know.
The echo. Yeah, you must have your volume up too much. The echo's gone now. Claude, I paid, I think, $2.79 for my stovepipe.
Just rub it in. Just rub it in.
Hey, it might have been a little. It might have been less, but it was. I don't think it was more than $2.79. It might have been $2.
I paid almost $6. My wife said, "Would you?" I Googled it, and I could only find a single can because I didn't want to buy the 21 pack because I've never had it before.
Right.
At a local Shell gas station, and she said, should I? I said, should I charge it? I got a debit card. She said, no, I'll give you some cash. Well, give me, how much could it be? $3, $4? And she gave me $6 exactly, and it was $5.91.
Oh,
gave her a little change back.
Okay, I just checked Total Wine where I bought it last week. It was $2.79. Yeah. All right, but
I did get a $15 haircut here in San Diego.
Now you see, and that would have cost me more.
Looking sharp, Claude. I'm gonna need to do a shave coming up soon, a couple of days. I might let the beard grow out. It took me a month and a few days when I did my haircut. Before I left for my trip for Savannah, I didn't do a haircut in a while, and then I was going Afro puffs and all that nonsense. But
okay, now Claude, I just showed the website for Space Dust, so I won't show that again. But now we're going to let Jean look at his pumpkin ale.
All right, so this is the first time trying this, the Night Owl pumpkin ale from Elysian. Of course, this only comes around this time of year.
Correct.
We're in the holiday, the Halloween fall season. Hopefully, this will be around longer because so far I took one sip of this. I'm like, this is interesting. I'm not high on pumpkin ales.
They usually keep it around till around Thanksgiving Day.
So if that's the case, then I'm going to tell my lady that I'll definitely be having this on the Thanksgiving table, or maybe get a 6-pack of this, which is kind of expensive. When I was at Total Wine yesterday, when I bought this, I bought 2 bottles. One I'm going to try tonight. Another one I'm going to review whenever I get to it. But anyway, it's available in 6-pack bottles, 6-pack cans, 12-pack cans, and part of the variety pack of their fall beers that you'll see of Elysian. And I saw
it's called the pumpkin pack. There's 4 different pumpkin beers in it.
Right. 4. Yeah, so that comes in threes then. If that's the variety pack. 3 beer of this, 3 beer of that, 3 beers, So,
That's right.
So anyway, here it is, as it says, as I described it. IBUs 18, 6.7% ABV. Medium body malts using pale Munich, Carahel, C20, C45, and Special B, and lightly bittered with Magnum hops. So, as you see, beautiful color. Looks like your typical amber, nice fall color, amber, a little reddish, slight red. Not too bad looking.
And look how long they've been making this one. 27 years.
Yeah. And so I'm taking a few sips of this. It has some of the descriptions that they're talking about in this. So are we going to do our description now or till we'll go back around?
We'll come back around. Bifrost. I've never seen Bifrost. Well, we don't get too many Elysian beers in Louisiana, unfortunately. Now we have the Whiskey Scout. What do you have tonight, Whiskey Scout?
Hey, Robert.
Hey, guys.
Oh, boy.
But one here, so I have to bring the one I get.
Yes, I had a feeling it was going to be something like that. All right, but now we'll talk about the products. So in Louisiana, where I live, Elysian has basically decided to only sell Space Dust, either in 6-packs or maybe sometimes 12 packs of bottles, usually bottles, or the stovepipe cans. Otherwise, all their other stuff, unless you go to a few stores that will sell the pumpkin pack, like Total Wine and More had the pumpkin pack this past. Well, they have it now. Maybe they might still have some. And my friend David bought the pumpkin pack, and he wanted to revisit those. So we did the Great Pumpkin, the Night Owl that Jean has. We did Pumpkachino and Dark of the Moon, those 4. So they were very enjoyable. Now, the Elysian Space Dust that I poured, it had a thicker head, but it dissipated as we were talking, and it's a kind of hazy looking orange. The aroma, it's got some bitter, fruity hops. I know you can't smell bitter, but it smells like it would be bitter. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of oily, sharp hop resin, the flavor, and some white bread, the flavor. Cheers.
Cheers.
You get the white bread, you get the white bread crust, you get very strong bitterness because what did I say? The IBUs were very high. They were showing it on the website, 70 something. Let me look real quickly. Yeah, I knew that was high. 73 bitterness units, 73. So now when I went to Hawaii, I was in Hawaii last month. They had a lot of Elysian beers. They had the oatmeal stout, that Dragon's Tooth, 8.1% oatmeal stout. They had the hazy Space Dust. Oh, I'm sorry, juicy Space Dust with blood orange in it and some other things. So I was able to experiment with those. Or I should say experience those. This has a medium body, high medium body to me. Not heavy, but close. It's very sharp bitterness, oily bitterness, pine, a mostly dry finish. I like it, but man, if you drink too much of this, it's too high alcohol. You're going to get, you know what? Secondly, it's very strong and intense, so you couldn't tolerate it. It's just too much. But we'll come back to Claude and Whiskey Scout talking about it. Whiskey Scout's in Kansas. Claude is in California. And I received a very interesting beer shipment the other day, and it included 2 books, business novels, which I was very pleased to see. And I am so looking forward to posting that video about, well, I won't just tell you what it is. It's something to do with chainsaws and bunnies. But anyway, all right.
You're muted.
Chainsaw and bunnies. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
or like, was it cherry pie? Sweet my cherry pie. I say, what do you do with pie? Or
This is Chainsaws and Bunnies. Oh, well, look who showed up. Overheard me talking.
Okay.
Well,
Hello, Miss Claudia. Hi,
Yeah,
Miss
hey
Claudia.
there.
How are you?
I sort of had something to do with that. I took it to the post office.
Yeah, I mean, she paid for the shipping.
Yeah, that's right. I did.
Yeah.
Thank
Hey.
you.
Yeah.
Hey, where's my yayo? Well, I'm gonna read the books. I will read the books. I don't.
Oh, yeah, I stuck a couple books in there.
Yeah, I don't humor people. I will read them now.
He wrote them and I edited them, so you know they're going to be good.
And they both have a happy ending.
Excellent. Now back to Jean. Thanks, Claudia. All
Okay,
right.
Miss Claudia. All right. As I mentioned, Robert, Claude, and Jay, I have the Night Owl Pumpkin Ale from our friends at Elysian. 6.7%, 18 IBUs. Description: Night Owl has a hazy light brown color with a medium body and a whipped cream head. This drinkable, creamy balances light molasses with its robust spice and notes. So, here, so far, I've been sipping on 18 IBUs is what it is. So far, I've been sipping on this. I've been having some of that in that pumpkin flavor and spice that's there.
They're trying to make it taste like a pumpkin pie. And do you notice? Do you think
it does have that with that little whipped topping? It does have that little sip to it. Yeah, it does feel like you're drinking a pumpkin pie. So, as you can see, beautiful color. Looks like an amber, but a nice kind of matches what the holiday season is about. So, all right, cheers.
Cheers. I hope you love it.
Cheers. Come pal.
Please be good.
It has that taste of that whipped cream head to it. When you put it on a pumpkin pie, Cool Whip or natural whipped cream, whatever you make by hand, which people can do. I know my dear friend D does it.
Hell yeah.
When I would spend Thanksgiving with her and her family, my friend from high school, and she made a pie, a sweet potato pie, and she had made natural whipped cream. It was awesome.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. And
what's better than sweet potatoes?
Sweet potato pie, exactly.
Russet.
This
I can think of a lot of things.
Yep.
Russet potatoes. All right, go ahead, Jean. I'm sorry.
It's good. It's good. You get some of that molasses. It's very light. You get some of that very sweetness. The spices, like coriander, nutmeg, cinnamon. Allspice, all those flavors that you use when you're making sweet potatoes. During Thanksgiving feast, or or like I said, put into a pie, sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie, whatever. Get all those spices. Pumpkin latte, it's quite good. And again, you still have a little head retention in there. So this is decent. 6.7%, pretty light. Yes, for a pumpkin ale, quite light. I don't like it too heavy. This is they think Elysian did a good job. Now, again, we mentioned owned by AB InBev in 2015 when they bought the company. It is very drinkable. This would be great for Thanksgiving dinner. Perfect for all flavors that's on the table. So we're doing roasted squash, eggplant, not eggplant. What was that? Butternut squash, sweet potatoes, whatever. Turkey, the pies, and all the flavors in it. This would be great. It matches all those flavors. And by the way, the best way to eat turkey, I'm sorry, and I've said this many times, not to be broken down. Once you have your turkey fried or smoked, you don't want to have your turkey cooked another way. I'm sorry. In the oven, no thank you. Deep fry it.
Whoa. What? All right.
I like it.
Deep fry your turkey or smoke your turkey on a grill or smoke it.
I like that.
Once you smoke it or fry it, that's the only ways you can eat your turkey for Thanksgiving.
You know how many times I've enjoyed oven baked turkey? I don't even want to get into this. All right,
yeah,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, but
Well, okay. Well, we're just not. Okay, well, we're just not going to be friends anymore. Okay.
All right, but anyway,
Take Ron's side on
excellent
this.
beer, pretty decent. I'll have my score coming up on this one. Yes, smoke or fry your turkey. No oven.
I don't like you. All right. Don't talk to me anymore.
Robert, you agree with me? Robert, you froze.
Robert didn't freeze. He's not talking to you either. No one is talking to you because you don't like oven baked turkey. Okay.
You could listen. If you could deep fry roadkill and it's going to be delicious. I mean, anything you bread and deep fry in peanut butter oil is going to be it's going to be wonderful.
You're speaking for yourself there, pal.
I have never. I'll be honest. I have never had a deep fried turkey, but I bet I'd love it. My first Thanksgiving in North Carolina, I got up 6:30 in the morning. I'm jogging around the neighborhood in Pinehurst, and people are setting up these elaborate giant vats and propane bottles, and I mean it's a whole it's a religion in North Carolina, deep frying your turkey. And I'm running around the neighborhood and people are setting these things up on their front lawns. They won't do it anywhere near their house because I think they're scared they're going to blow up or something. Yeah. And I've never seen so many people set up deep fry mechanisms, elaborate what do you call those crazy machines? Oh gosh, I can't think of it right now.
The George Foreman grill.
Yeah, a lot more elaborate than a George Foreman grill. Yes, but it was amazing. These devices and gallon jugs of peanut oil, that they're pouring in and everything. I got to try it.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but it tastes good, But I mean, you've been to fried chicken places. You know what fried chicken tastes like.
I've had fried chicken. Sure, I love it.
So just imagine turkey in that format.
I love turkey.
But they usually don't put breading on it. They just put the turkey down into the grease.
Oh, yep. I'm getting hungry. Speaking of hungry, there's only one thing to have with your Elysian Space Dust IPA, and that's Snyder's of Hanover pretzels. Are you any pretzel aficionados out there?
Yes, and I'm happy that Snyder's pays you to do this, and I would do the same.
You got to hope and dream, right? Someday. Anyway, let's do. I cheated already. I had a little bit of a pour, and I got to tell you something. I know I overpaid for this. But this is a true delight, this beer. I mean, this is just very enjoyable. The smell is very citrusy. You can it's hoppy. It's citrus. Did you get any? You got Ron? Did you or Whiskey Scout? Did you get a little sweetness off this, like I did?
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah, there's a little sweetness.
A little. You don't always get that sweetness off of beer, and it's very subtle. It's in the background, and it's the mouthfeel, the smell is just. This is a premium product. I'm delightfully impressed by it because I've never had it before. Thank you, Farhan, for introducing more bad habits into my life.
You're welcome, and I apologize for giving you a hard time. I'm sorry you paid that much for it. I mean,
I got to tell you something. It's worth it.
How much did you pay?
$5.91 exactly
for that can.
Big stovepipe.
For this,
mine was $2.79.
A little can, and I got to tell you,
I had to buy a 6-pack. I didn't have no choice.
I couldn't find a 6-pack. The only thing I could find was like a 21-pack. And so I said to my wife, because I Googled it, I said, "Oh wait, there's a gas station down the road that said they have it," and they did. So I paid about the same price for 5 cans as one. So, but I got to tell you something, and maybe it's psychosomatic, but this is a fantastic beer. So to your health, gentlemen.
To your health. I think it's great. I love it. And people ask me sometimes, do you think Elysian has gone down since the buyout in 2015? Look, I never could get Elysian Beers before the buyout, so I could not comment on that. We never started getting Elysian Beers till about after the buyout. Yeah.
This is excellent. This is a first-class IPA. I mean, it's got the bite. It's got a little sweetness. It's got all the citrus and hoppiness. The mouthfeel. Look at that beautiful head on my Saccharomyces, my Ballast Point sculpin glass here.
Oh, and Claude, somebody talked about turkey, and they were saying how you could inject it with butter. Here's something you could buy at the store: Zatarain's Cajun Injector marinade.
A Cajun Injector, isn't that a small man from Louisiana with a French accent?
Well, it's they got a little they come in there with a little gun and it injects. You can get the Creole butter.
Ooh.
You can get Creole garlic.
Where's the Boudin sauce?
Cajun Injector was invented in Clinton, Louisiana in 1977 as a fast, easy way to marinate big cuts of meat from the inside out. And you can buy it. It comes with the injector, and you can do Cajun grilled brisket. Brisket.
Ooh.
Creole garlic grilled pork butts,
And the turkey.
Cajun grilled chicken, Cajun grilled roast beef, Cajun smoked turkey,
Ooh.
Creole garlic pork loin roast. This Zatarain's has been a Louisiana company for a long time, but yeah.
Smoked turkey. I'm telling you.
Oh,
The best.
Zatarain's. They make that great rice. They sell that all over the U.S. The rice dishes.
Yeah, the rice.
And
Yeah,
beans and stuff.
yeah.
Or Zatarain's. How do you pronounce it?
Zatarain's.
Zatarain's.
It sounds to me like it's a Lebanese name. I bet you those people are from Lebanon. I bet they're Arabs because there's a lot of Arabs in Louisiana, and they probably came from Lebanon. Yeah.
They're rice and beans. It's in a red and white package. It's delicious.
Yep. They even make root beer extract that you can make your own root beer with.
So
Really?
I just I got to thank you. This is outstanding. This is delicious.
So it sounds like Mr. Cassidy's enjoying his sort of Irish car bomb. It's kind of an Irish car bomb.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Anyway, so this is what I've got wrote down for this. On the nose, because it's two very different things from nose to palate. This is clearly. On the nose, I get a citrusy, grapefruit, orange zest nose. Then I get those piney notes that come through.
Yep.
And you can sense bitter through your nose. I agree with you on that, Ron. You can sense a bitterness. I mean, you can't really say it's a particular flavor or anything like that. But I do get a bitterness that comes through my nose.
I can sense sweetness on my nose, but people will tell me you can't smell sweetness. Okay, well I can.
That's BS. I agree with you totally on that. You walk in a candy shop and you'll smell sweetness. You can smell the sugar in the air.
Right.
It's not so much the sugar flavor, but your receptors in your nose are just like your taste buds.
You know it's going to be sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not overpowering though. It's subtle.
No, so you can pick it up. You can pick it up. All right.
Okay, that's mainly on the nose. Now when we move to the palate, we lose a lot of that citrusness. The hops, the breadiness, and the bitterness takes over. The only thing, and I've had this before, and the only thing I don't like about this is the way the bitterness in the finish just continues to hang around.
Oh, it's better. Better.
Yeah, it does
Isn't
not.
that's a bad thing though?
For me,
No. It depends on the consumer.
Yeah,
Okay.
it depends on everybody's palate's different. For me, I just don't. Enough is enough. You know, 60 minutes after I'm done, I still don't want to taste that bitter.
You're right. It does. After you've swallowed and put the glass down, it lingers.
On the
It's
side
there.
of your tongues, it just kind of hangs. In my case, it just continually hangs out right there in the side of my tongue toward the back. That's the only thing that I just, and I've had this problem with this before. I knew what I was getting into. I've drank and I've even reviewed it before. But it has a medium body, definitely a medium body to it. It's a good mouthfeel. It's easy drink, and it's just that lingering bitterness that kind of gets to me a little bit on it.
Really? Yeah, it's
But
interesting.
other than that, there's not. I mean, I brought 2 beers out of my 6-pack down. My due dates on it is Best by December 24th. Best by December of 24, I guess. 19 December 24. So we're good, well within the date on it. I don't know. That's pretty much it for me. I mean,
Okay.
that's pretty much what you two covered, other than I can really taste that sort of in the nose. It punches you with that grapefruit first, and then it turns into like that orange zest. But you just doesn't follow through on the palate.
The space dust is definitely not going to be for everybody. But there is enough. There are enough people out there that like that bitter, lingering bitterness, because we know that's the case, because Walmart and all these other major grocery stores sell this around here. I'm talking about Louisiana. It's so common, and the prices. I'm glad that it's common, because that makes the price go down. That's why I only paid $2.79 for this tall can. Now, the bad thing is, then there's a bad side. Once this became their leader, all their other stuff disappeared like overnight. So they decided, I know how they're operating. They decided, look, they probably calculated 90% of the people are buying space dust. Well, guess what? For now on, it's going to be 100%, because that's all we're going to sell in Louisiana. So if you want to buy Elysian, this is what you're buying. And I enjoyed the Super Fuzz and the other ones, but they're not putting that on the shelf so they could sell a can every few days. They want it to be
Right.
pumping out like a oil well, just constantly running. So oh well, no big deal. It's not a tragedy. I like the fact that I can get a 6-pack for about $10.27. I like the fact that I can get these tall cans for $2.79. And I think it's a great beer. Now, but like I said, it's intense.
And then my 6-pack for this was $10.49 is what I paid. $10.49.
So we're talking a few cents difference.
Yeah, that's exactly.
The one word we're all using on this beer that we rarely use in any of these broadcasts is lingering. The flavor, and I kind of like that. It stays with you for a while.
Yes.
The flavor, it's a full mouthful blast.
It hangs around, and but I'm sort of seasoned with this beer, because I started tasting Elysian Beers. It seemed like it was like 3 years ago, but I think it's more like 9 years ago, But so I've gotten used to them, and
that's the same time I started trying them 9 years.
Yeah, ago. And I wish, I was after the buyout, and I wish they would bring that Dragon's Tooth Stout around here. I had to go to Hawaii to find it. Oh, another dog.
I got my 2 babies as my girl. She's my girl.
How old?
Oh, she turned a year May 29th, so a year and 6 months, maybe now, 4 months.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure tomorrow morning at 5:30, that gray fluffy cat will be waiting outside my front door for the food. Now that cat is a lot different than Orangey. Orangey wanted FaceTime. She wanted to be on the air. Y'all remember that? She'd jump up here. She wanted me to show her to everybody. But this one, he wants his food and be left alone. All right. He goes underneath the house and he'll talk to you in 24 hours. But He's cute though, and of course the dogs are cute. I've had many dogs, you know. And then that little dog that used to come from next door named Missy. They called her Missy. She was a little Chihuahua. She would come and cry by my front door. So I would let her in the house, and all she wanted to do was lay on her back and me rub her stomach. And then she could look out the window for a little while, and then she wanted to leave. I said, "All right, Missy, you can leave and go next door, back home." But one day, and this is a true story. I know it sounds like a lie, but I'm not. I don't lie about stuff like this. When Missy came over and I was petting her stomach, I remember looking straight up in the air, and there was a bald eagle flying over, because we have bald eagles in Louisiana where I live. And I thought, oh, look at that bald eagle. I never saw Missy again, and neither did anybody else. That's a weird story, but the lady came to my house and knocked on my door, and she said, "Have you seen Missy?" I said, "No. She was just over here a few minutes ago. I was rubbing her stomach." Gone. Now, some people think that I don't know if a bald eagle could come and grab a chihuahua.
Yep, they can.
But it was a weird situation that disappeared that quick. And that's not the kind of dog that would just go off with somebody, you know. All right. Anyway, I think this beer is fabulous, and I'm going to score it a 95, 9.5 out of 10. I think it is dynamite, like AJ would say. I'm going to rate this beer a D, a dynamite. And I remember one time his mother said, "I'm going to rate it F for forget it." That's what she told me. I'm rating it F for forget it. All right. But anyway, 9.5 out of 10. This thing is a jewel. It is a mass production jewel. As far as promos and all, we'll get to that in a little bit. I don't have too much to show, but yeah. Now to the pumpkin patch.
Yeah. As right now, this is my last swallow right now. I really enjoy this. I think all the flavors are there. It's not overpowering. It's not, the ABV makes it quite light, so you can drink maybe 2 more of these. I think they did a pretty good job with this one, Elysian. All the things that you want. You get that whipped cream flavor right on the top. You get that molasses sweetness. The spices are there. You know, of course, all the spices you do when you're making a pie. You know, I mentioned allspice, or with it cloves, coriander, nutmeg, cinnamon, all those different flavors there. This is quite good, and the hops are just at reasonable, and you get a little slight of the caramel in there. So this is a pretty good pumpkin ale. At a high ABV, you know, like 8%, whatever. There's some that are. It was the one, whole pig or whatever it is. I'm not sure. They do a pumpkin ale, an imperial pumpkin ale, out of Wisconsin. But this is really good. So I'm going to give this a 93 out of 100. This is a very enjoyable pumpkin ale. I think Elysian did a good job with this one. So I got one more bottle, which I will review on my channel. And I still have 2 more beers. I still got that beer I bought, that sweet. What was it? That I bought from Trader Joe's, Jay, that Dave was giving you a hard time about. That, what's that ale? It's a very sweet, strong ale at like 9.2%.
Oh, the Hardy from Virginia, Hardywood.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. So
ain't nobody worried about Herbie. Herbie has probably been drinking scotch for about 3 hours.
Yeah, so I will have that, and
so 93, 9.3.
Yeah, 93 out of 100. I thought this is quite good.
Excellent. I'm glad you tried it. When you said you had it, I was excited because I said, "Oh, Jean's gonna love that beer." And then we'll come back and do promos for your channel. So,
I know. I got no promos. I got that beer. I got that beer, and that's it. And so that's the only beer I still got to review.
Okay,
so, no promos. I'll be joining you for Fandango Friday.
Yes. And, well, I'm going to watch your review of Night Owl.
Okay. All right.
Yes. I'm giving it. I can be.
Wait. I can't remember if Whiskey Scout or Claude was here first. I can't.
I don't care.
Claude.
Okay, I get confused as we've noticed.
It's not.
Do you deal with Herbie on Wheels Shoe by Who You?
Yeah.
You deal with that, you get confused.
No, he's saying.
I mean, I will.
We need to remove.
Don't even entertain that idiocy.
Okay. I'm giving this, and I'm pretty conservative in my ratings, but I'm giving this a 98. I will buy this. This is excellent. This is just pure. If you love IPA, this is a very special IPA. This is a really excellent one. Sheepburgers, Elysian she likes that. I would have never tried this. Thank you, Ron. You're introducing us to new stuff.
You're welcome.
This is just this is a quality. You can just taste it. It's in a can and everything, and but it's great. I mean, if you poured this for me and said it was fresh on the tap, I'd believe you. It's got great flavor. I like the lingering flavor. After you sip it, I like that. My biggest problem is the biggest problem in my life. I hope this is always the biggest problem in my life. My only follow-up beer is this miserable thing.
Oh, yay! Of course, that's going to be a big
better away.
That's going to be a big drop off. I like Coors Light, but I mean, come on, it's not exactly strong in the flavor category.
It's a nothing burger, but it's quality. It's good. It's super light. It's. I can't even. How do you even follow? How do you put this in the same conversation? Of course,
you can't.
You can't. But I give the Elysian 98. I think I'm going to definitely pick it up. I never really had the eye for it. I probably passed it all my life, and now if I ever see it on sale or in a six, I couldn't find any 6-packs on this stuff either.
No, they're common here, Claude. I can go right there to Walmart. Yeah. I don't even live a mile from Walmart. I can get a 6-pack tomorrow for about $10.27.
Yeah.
It's the first stop right up here to the liquor store. I didn't have to go anywhere. That's only Elysian they have. That's the only thing they're going to have unless
they just decided to focus on their flagship. Yeah.
The only thing I'm going to say, maybe in a negative light, is that you don't taste that 8.2% in this puppy. It's very stealth.
That bitterness.
You can't have more than 1 or 2 of these puppies.
If you play with this, it's going to play with you.
Oh yeah. That's why you go. That's why you go to the. I'm glad Dave's not on. Not that I don't miss him, but boy, he'd make a lot of fun of me for holding this up right now.
Yeah, he doesn't love Coors Light.
Coors Light has a place in. You feel like a beer. It's been a long day, but you don't want the buzz and everything. You just want something.
All of them are like that.
Yeah,
Coors Light to Natural and Keystone, all of them, all that same way.
Yeah, it's just it's what it is, light beer.
You're thinking, well, I might have to go out in the car, drive somewhere. I don't want to drink for the obvious.
Oh no, you wouldn't want to drink Elysian.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have 1 or 2 of these. Man, I put on the bracelets, officer.
Yeah, about a week later, or the next day, you'd say, hey, I didn't write a 3rd book. Who wrote this book? Then you realize, I did write it. Now, let me see what it says. I don't remember writing it. Yeah. Then it might come back to you as you're reading it. You're like, oh, yeah. Oh, well, that was on the 3rd Elysian.
It's a great bit. This would be a wonderful if you've had a long, hard week and you come home and you just want to sit and sip a nice beer. This would be a great beer on a Friday night beer, I'd call it, not a lawnmower beer.
Yeah, and they got permission from General Mills to copy the Pop Rocks label.
Oh,
you remember
really?
Pop Rocks? Pop Rocks, those candies you put them in your mouth and they blow up in your mouth.
Okay, can I ask a silly question of the evening? What is an Elysian? Is that a form of hops or something, or what is that?
I think Elysian is a form of hops, but Elysian's a term. I mean, it's an old name term. I think it's Greek.
Yeah, I don't know. I know in France they have the Champs-Élysées. That's Elysian Fields. I don't know what the
Champs-Élysées. Yeah, absolutely. And my daughter's visiting from Pasadena down here to San Diego. And most normal places like Louisiana, it'd only be an hour and a half drive. It probably took her 3 hours. 2.5. Okay. And she brought me back a new beer. I've never heard. You guys have ever heard of Fall Brewery?
No.
I haven't.
No,
And it's a California beer.
California.
California Pilsner, and it's a guy shaped like the state of California on a skateboard, which is what we're all going to be going on because our gas is going up in January 50 cents to another $1. No politics.
Yeah, no politics. I mean, Karl Marx is doing his best to be the governor over there.
I cannot believe
Mr. Karl Marx.
These are such hardworking people. And they're raising their kids and paying their bills like everyone else, and then they keep taxing and raising gas price. Forget it.
No.
Right, because I wouldn't get too worried about it. Honestly, I'd relax because I heard a rumor that after Mr. Karl Marx's term is up, you're going to get a new governor, Mr. Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, and they tell me he's got a lot of good plans and he's not going to put up with anybody going against his ideas.
All right, before I get started here, Elysian means relating to or resembling the mythological paradise of Elysium, or a blissful, delightful state. Origin: the word Elysian comes from the Greek mythology place called Elysian Fields, which was the home of the blessed after death. So
Right.
That is what Elysian means. Now, Elysian.
Thank you for looking that up.
Well, I was curious too. I thought it was Greek, but I didn't know really much more than that. See, I'm going to be the Debbie Downer here, but I'm going to make his review the 95. I'm going to make that the middle. So I'm going to go with the 92. I can't take nothing away from. I like the smell. I like the first wonderful hits. The bitterness hangs around too long for me personally. So, but as far as everything else goes with it, I like it. I mean, I love it when you smell something and you think you anticipate that's what you're getting, then you don't really get that. You get something a little different, and that means there's a depth. There's a depth of complexity when it was made to give two different sensations. For the citrus to be so up front in the nose and not to be so up front at all once you get into the palate, that's a good sensory change. I like that. And I like even the change to the bitterness. But the bitterness it lingers for me too long. So I'm going to give it a 92. I'm good with it. And that's where we're at.
All right. So I'll put that in our banner. Man, I watch a lot of videos where people have like 20 different beers that they're reviewing in a group. And they never put a banner and they never let you know what the score is. They just like talking and they'll say, "Oh, I give it an 84 out of 100." And they go on and it's like, "What did he say?" And you got to go back through the whole video and find out what the guy said. And then they'll spend another 20 minutes talking about, Hill Street Blues or whatever. And it's like, come on, man. What did you say? Why don't you try to make the video fan friendly? That's just my opinion. Seemed like you would want to cater to the viewers, but That's a fair score, 9.2. Although, well, you got to call it as you see it. But I think it's awesome, But
beer is subjective. How many times have you and Dave, Ron, you loved it? He said, "Oh, this is forget about it."
I know.
Yeah, how many beers and liquors y'all have kind of agreed upon? And
A few, and then he tells me, "You give everything an A." That's his default comment. I'll say everything an A. I said, "Would you like me to make you a spreadsheet showing all the beers I did not give an A to?" I don't want to hear all your rhetoric. I said, "No,
your banter is priceless, though. That's your call to action. The banter between you two guys is priceless."
It's funny because some people think it's like scripted, but we just don't get
how
it.
do you script that? That's impossible.
We just don't get
You
along.
can't. It's natural. It's straight up natural.
Yeah, we don't agree on a whole lot of stuff. Like you should have seen Saturday,
But there's nothing wrong with that, dude. We don't have to agree on everything.
No.
Okay.
No, we like to review the beers, and then it turns into like some big fight, and then it's like, all right. And then sometimes we don't post videos, but usually it's not because of a disagreement. We don't post a video because like something will happen, like
the train.
No, not that. Somebody, just like some kind of crazy thing will happen, like something fell over, and he's like, "Don't post that." And I was like, "All right, we'll start over," But if we had all those outtakes, that would be like,
oh, there you go,
craziness, But everybody's tired of outtakes. We've all watched Smokey and the Bandit. I think that's the movie that started all the outtake stuff, right?
Not sure. Maybe.
Because remember at the end of Smokey and the Bandit, when they were in the credits rolling, they started doing all the outtakes, and I think that kind of started that trend, but then it got old kind of quick. All right, but anyway, now as far as promos, so we had some awesome beers tonight, and I know Jean's watching the NBA and go Pelicans.
The face says it all.
No, I'm watching a James Bond movie. I can't get into the NBA right now. I got to wait till the playoffs.
You just mad because Bronny?
I'm ready for Friday night. Game 1, Dodgers and Yankees.
Goldfinger
with my
that's on Prime. That's what I'm watching. James Bond, The Spy Who Loved Me.
Great minds think alike.
The Spy Who Loved Me, Roger Moore, and
well, I don't like to talk about James Bond movies.
Contract.
I don't like to talk about James Bond movies too much because my ex-girlfriend was in the first movie, Dr. No. And I told her, I said, I don't know why you felt compelled to come out the water with that white bikini, because I think it's embarrassing. And she just, she was very cold-hearted. She didn't care. She was like, Ursula Andress.
And I was working on that. I was like, Anderson. I can't think of that.
She said, I don't want to. And she told me the same thing. I don't want to hear this, and she had that little dagger, and I don't know. But anyway, she was a nice girl. But
who was the best James Bond? There's only one.
Sean Connery, hands down.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think they all had.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, all had the unique.
Obviously, the best James Bond movie was On Her Majesty's Secret Service from 1969.
George Lazenby.
Well, that was a good
Diane.
Yeah.
I'm a Dr. No fan.
Didn't you ever see Casino Royale?
Yeah,
spy movie, great cars.
That was like a crazy comedy with Peter Sellers and.
Oh, no, I mean the real one. They did one.
Daniel Craig. Yeah, Daniel Craig. That's good. Craig. Excellent.
Where
that
he
resurrected the Bond franchise.
Remember,
Brosnan.
Remember the scene where Remember the scene where he jump starts his heart from the car? He's got a palpitation, and he.
Yes.
I stopped watching. I stopped watching those movies about 20 years ago, and I was sitting in the theater one time, and I was like, "These movies are all the same," So I stopped watching them,
But they're all fun.
Yeah, they're fun, but I mean, I've had enough fun. But my favorite is On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Everyone likes that one.
I want that on my tombstone. I have enough
as Blofeld.
Potter's Crown.
Now, this is coming up tomorrow morning at dawn, or probably pre-dawn, actually pre-dawn, because with daylight savings.
Potter's Crown.
Not exactly a product that captures the imagination or is seen anywhere, but it has been on the market since 1983.
You know what's going to help you?
And there are dozens, well, you say what you want, but there are dozens
Go
of
bed
people.
all before you drink it.
There are dozens of people around America that drink this.
I think you're overestimating.
And
Is that a glass or a plastic, as Dave would say? A bottle.
It's plastic.
Plastic.
You can tell just by looking at it.
Nothing says quality like the thud of plastic.
Right.
But I have even worse news.
Uh-oh.
It's going to go in a showdown against everyone's favorite pharmacy chain that's about to go out of business. CVS Pharmacies.
Oh
Grand Legacy, which is neither grand nor a legacy. And if you notice, they didn't even bother to get a trademark on the name because I'm sure they figured no one would ever try to copy this. But it's showing a copper pot still, which is assuredly not playing a role in this production. But I guess they didn't want to put a column still on there. And they're showing a crown, and it's whiskey with natural flavors. Well, we figured that.
Purple royal colors.
It's royal, and there's no royal personage that on earth that would ever drink this. But I did pay 10. But to be fair, I did pay $10.99 for this huge bottle at CVS Pharmacy.
Boy, they seen you coming.
$10.99, and
You guys pay less for your liquor than I pay for my gas right now.
well, let me tell you something, Claude. If you go to CVS Pharmacy, they don't have any of this stuff. They got rid of the whole shebang. They decided Grand Legacy is a grand fiasco, and they got rid of all of it. And I mean, but why not? CVS Pharmacy is about to go kerplunk.
Well, it's funny you said that. Claudia and I drove through this monstrous Bed Bath and Beyond today.
Oh,
That was closed. I didn't know they closed it. They closed the whole chain, or just some of the stores?
I think they closed the whole chain because
it's the whole thing. It's like CVS, Walgreens, Bed Bath and Beyond, Kmart. It's all over. It's over, folks.
Kmart's been over for
that
a
blue
while.
light of savings is blinking for you in the automotive aisle.
But Whiskey Scout, the last Kmart went out of business this month.
Well,
it was
I
in
can tell you what happened in my region. The Kmart hung around to the early 2000s in South Wichita. I don't know. I'm going to guess 2008, 2009 before it went out. But we shopped there when I was a kid. I mean,
I remember when Kmart was powerful.
I would go back in the sporting goods section. They would sell me at 9, 10 years old because I had a 45 caliber black powder rifle. They would sell me black powder. 10 years old. I'm not lying to you guys. I could go in there and tell them
Kmart sold guns. Yes.
I need 100 caps and a pound of double FG black powder for my rifle. He'd sit on the counter, run up front, pay for it. I was out the door. But I mean, but I did have a 45 cal black powder rifle. I'd even buy my lead balls there too. They even had them at the time. But as time went by, the other day I bought a tackle box at a yard sale, and they had a bunch of split shot sinkers. I think they had 39 cents on them. A bag of split shot sinkers with Kmart on across the top. I ain't paid 39 cents for split shot sinkers in 30 years. So
Yeah, I used to love Kmart, man, but I think around 30 years ago, no, around 30 years ago, it started to slip, you know?
Yeah. Too much bad stuff, and then too much competition with Walmart. Walmart.
Oh yeah, Walmart did a number on those guys.
Yes.
Yeah. Not many Kmart's left. All of them about dead right now.
No, well, they're all gone. The last one closed down this week.
Yeah.
All right, Whiskey Scout, any promos?
Promos was no, not today. I don't really got nothing. I didn't get my Wednesday review done, so I'll try to get it done either tonight or tomorrow morning and post it tomorrow.
Yeah, when I'm finished with Canadian whiskey, I'm gonna jump on over to Ireland. Yeah,
That's good.
I've
There's
got
some
an
good
Irish.
Irish whiskeys. I like Irish whiskey better than Canadian whiskey, but most
Really?
Irish whiskeys are blase. Yeah.
Kind of bland, you know. But my friend David gave me a bottle. Well, actually, I paid him for it. He wanted to give it to me. I said, no, I'll pay you for it. So I paid him for it, and it's called Michael Collins. Michael
Yep.
Collins.
I got a bottle of I got 2 or 3 bottles of Michael Collins in there.
Oh, so you heard of it? Okay, good, great.
Yep.
So I'm
Yep.
going to do that next. And then I'm going to jump on in about a year. Be about a year. I'm going to jump on to everyone's favorite Irish whiskey, Proper 12.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. You've never. That was Conor McGregor's big push.
Yeah.
The fighter. He's the one who got behind that. Is it an ornate bottle of Michael Collins? Is it a fluted bottle that starts like this and then kind of goes up into a long, long neck?
No, it's like a standard bottle, and it says Michael Collins 2 times distilled,
Okay.
and it says Ireland's oldest independent distillery, but I think that actually changed. That's why they don't put it on the bottles anymore. They got bought up.
Boxer on the front, like a guy like boxing.
Oh no, Michael Collins shows a man's face, and he was a politician. Well, actually a criminal, a rebel. But I'll show it to you when you see the video come up. You'll see it. And but the I can't remember what I was going to say, but yeah, Michael Collins has been around only like around 20 years. It's not a real old brand, but there's all kind of specialty editions of it. There's like a 18-year age, but I just got the basic version, and we got a fair price on it. And Sazerac bought it, and of course they reconfigured everything. All right, Claude, I know you're being patient. We're talking about
No, go on. I got nowhere to go, nothing to do.
any promos.
No promo. I wish Snyder's Pretzels, Snyder's of Hanover would be a sponsor for all of us. These crunchy little devils are so good with beer. Just enjoyed getting together with everybody tonight. I will be stepping back and watching a real James Bond movie with my daughter's Plenty for All beer. And having some Costco ribs for dinner tonight. Have you ever had Costco ribs, pork ribs?
No.
They're very good. They're definitely very good. You guys are great. Thank you so much. Always enjoy getting together with you fellas. And I guess Fandango Friday, Ron?
Oh yes, I forgot to do that. Fandango Friday is any liquor or liqueur this Friday. Sunday is Super Sunday. Anything you want to bring, you can bring water, you know. And then next Wednesday, thank you, Claude, for helping me. Oh, we get a lot of Crystal guys are here. Next Wednesday is any red wine night.
Oh, look at this.
Okay.
We're really
I'm down for that. I'm
we're
down.
really stepping up here. Whoa.
That's your wait.
Or whatever it is, right?
That's your idea, Claude. That's your idea.
I know. I love wine. And
too.
what's wrong? Oh, look, he has a bottle and
That's
everything.
the bottle, Michael. That's the bottle. Whiskey, but I don't have the 10-year.
You guys have bars that are bigger than my garage. I swear.
And there's the single malt. This is the old style I was telling you about.
Is it?
This is the single malt. Then
It's
I
so
got the
good. You just have
little-
to have all these bottles. Look at these. Got the
little
baby
50
bottle.
mil single, but this isn't a single malt. This is the Irish whiskey. It's a blend.
Is it that good?
I bought it because it's a pretty bottle. I don't know. I've never tried it.
Here's the one David and I bought at International Market. We did a duo review and we liked it. Here's the bottle. You that's the one you got.
I gotta
Double
look for
still.
this. Is it worth searching for? I've never heard of it.
It's about. I've seen that bottle. I could probably get it.
I would say it's not worth searching for, but if you run across it and you see it for a fair price, I think we paid $23.99. Yeah, I'd buy it.
Wow.
You say Diageo owns it now?
No, Sazerac bought it.
Sazerac. Okay, we're still imported by Sidney Frank Importing Company, Rochelle, New York. By Cooley Distillery PLC, Cooley. So all these bottles
what happened with Sidney Frank? Sidney Frank died of a massive heart attack on an airplane.
Yeah.
About 8 years ago, and his family sold all his assets to whoever wanted to buy them.
So that explains.
Yeah,
These are all older bottles.
Sidney Frank was a guy who made millions of dollars marketing a vodka. I mean, he sold Michael Collins. He made money off that, but he sold a vodka called Grey Goose. And Sidney Frank made a fortune selling Grey Goose. And then he was on an airplane.
Product.
Yeah, he was on the airplane and he had an attack. It's a true story. You can look it up. And he died on the plane. And then his family sold off all of his products to whoever else wanted to buy it.
Right.
All right.
No,
folks.
Claude, I've just spent a lot of money on alcohol. If I find a bottle that's pretty, I buy it.
What seat when he died? Was he in the middle seat?
Probably on a private plane.
Claude, he was probably one of these kind of guys that had millions of dollars, but he would just get the economy flight.
Don't think so.
Well, you're saying that, but a lot of these millionaires do that.
Well, most of the millionaires I know don't.
Because these guys have a lot of money. Nobody knows who they are. They're not like they could walk down the street. Nobody would recognize them.
Right.
I'm always in the middle seat next to the two 500-pound people who want to lift up the armrest. That's just me.
Oh yeah. Well, thankfully I haven't had that problem. But they'll just these guys. I know people like this, and they'll say, "I'll just get that low price seat," And but he was on the plane and he died, and he was in his late 80s. I think he was close to 90 years old. He wasn't a young guy, but he had made a lot of money, and but his biggest assets were Grey Goose. He did have the Michael Collins, so that's kind of interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Grey Goose is brilliant. I could never drink vodka before Grey Goose came around.
Very popular vodka for sure. Grey Goose.
Grey Goose and cranberry juice. It's hard to beat.
Oh, Grey Goose is huge. I can think about this guy in New Orleans who's probably the richest guy in New Orleans, who owns Sazerac and Buffalo Trace. But I could see that guy owning that company. I could see him at Popeye's Chicken saying, "I got a coupon." I can see him sitting at his house cutting it out saying, "I got a coupon." I'm over 55, so you got to give me my senior citizen discount, because that company is tight. They are so tight-fisted. They are.
Popeye's Chicken in the Charlotte airport at 5 a.m, and there's a line there. What are they? Must be doing something right.
The Times-Picayune, hey Claude, the Times-Picayune newspaper in New Orleans last month did their best of. Every year they call it the best of, and it's a big thick insert, and people can vote for months. The best Chinese restaurant, the best barbecue restaurant, the best place to get fried seafood. All right. So best fried chicken. Who finished number one? Popeyes.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah.
No, I do like their sandwich. I'm real funny about fried chicken on the bone, other than when my wife or somebody I know cooks it. It's too many times I've get bitten into KFC, got down next to the bone, and a little bit of blood starts dropping.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch that. You can get really ill.
Ooh, I feed it to the dog. I
What's
start
killing
cutting
you?
it off the bone, feed it to the dog, toss the bone out the window. I can't do it.
Now I'm a church's guy myself,
Yeah.
but
Churches
That's
is
what we
great.
ate
Give it-
when I was down
Churches-
there with you.
Churches
That's what
gives
we
you
ate.
those big jalapenos, right?
yeah.
If you ever go to Mobile again, Jay, stop at Hart's Chicken. Their chicken is awesome.
Hearts.
Hart's Chicken, yes.
Churches is we have them
Churches
here.
is good. We got churches here in Georgia, and of course we got Popeyes. I tend to go to some of the local supermarkets like Publix and Ingles and places like that. Like you said, Kroger. Also, Winn-Dixie. When I was down in the store, supermarket chicken, sometimes you get a better deal than going.
What I like about
big 10-pack or
what I like about churches is they take the raw chicken, and I see them putting the flour on the chicken. Flour. It's not prepackaged. It's not. I see them doing it now. You just gotta pray that they're doing it correctly. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like if I go to churches or those kind of places, usually I get the chicken sandwiches. Usually, that's just how I get around that. But
is there anything better than driving in your car and reaching into that little Popeyes or Churches or KFC box and munching on a crunchy chicken wing while you're driving down the road?
Yeah, I love their chicken sandwich. It's like Whiskey Scouts. I love those chicken sandwiches. And one thing here, I'll say this, and we're going to get off the air. The Popeyes chicken by me, by my house, it's independent. You know, a lot of these are independently owned. They're just a franchise. They serve breakfast starting at 5 a.m. Breakfast. They have grits, scrambled eggs, and you can get sausage, or you can even get steak. It'll be chicken fried steak. You can get that with the breakfast, and they have eggs and a biscuit. And that I'll tell you what, you eat that breakfast. Woo. Oh yeah, Gus's. We have Gus's.
that's at churches in the morning. Wow.
No. Popeyes.
Popeyes. I never knew. Well, we got 3 or 4 different Popeyes in Wichita, but I've never ate that for breakfast. I didn't know they.
If you look on the Popeyes corporate website, there's no mention of breakfast whatsoever. You'll never see. But if
Beverly Tramble is turning into the Leaning Tower of Pisa there.
Yeah, but if you go to this, right? I'm about to lean myself. But if you go to the Popeyes in my town, they serve breakfast: grits, scrambled eggs, biscuit, and you can get steak or a breakfast sausage or bacon. I always get the steak, and you eat that thing, you won't be hungry until nighttime. Believe me.
I never heard of Bojangles.
Oh,
Bojangles, very popular.
Yeah, that's on the East Coast. That's on the East Coast. Yeah.
Okay, that's why I've never heard of it. It's not here.
Very popular in North Carolina.
Sort of like a
like a Chili's or something, right?
No, it's a fried chicken place.
Do you ever have the ribs? You ever have the ribs from Chili's?
No.
Yeah, once. No. I didn't like them. I'm spoiled though. We got 3 places around here that cooks excellent ribs, and Chili's is just a letdown.
Well, folks, it's been an awesome hangout, and
What's that?
Ooh, it's Halloween. That's what it is.
I'll explain that in a moment.
That's somebody who doesn't have enough power steering fluid.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like.
Isn't that sound?
Yeah. A bearing's going out in something. it's still going on.
It's actually my refrigerator. It does this when it cycles on, and it's been doing this for over a year. And I'm just waiting for the refrigerator to stop working, but it'll probably go on for like 14 years where it makes a squeal every time it cuts on. But it does keep the food cold, so wakes me up at night sometimes. But oh yeah, I had broasted chicken. I had broasted chicken in Indiana.
What is broasted chicken? What is that?
Never heard of it.
Well, to me, it tastes like fried chicken. We went to this place in Indiana on US Highway 127, or maybe it's 427. So we went to this place, and my friend Paul said, "Let's go eat." We were starving. So figuratively. So we went in there, and the lady said, "We have broasted chicken." It was on the menu. I said, "What is broasted chicken?" She said, "Well, broasted. Broasted." I said, "No, I never heard that term before." Well, she said, "It's broasted chicken. It's broasted chicken. You could just order it." So I told my friend Paul, I said, "We got to order this. I don't know what this is, So they brought a big plate of it. Well, I told Paul, I said, "This is fried chicken. What are they talking about, bro?" Well, apparently there's a company that makes like a piece of equipment.
Pressure cooker?
It's kind of like a half fryer and half pressure cooker, like you're saying. It's called a broaster. A broaster. So in Indiana, they sell broasted chicken, but to me it's fried chicken. But it was very good. I have to admit that.
Yeah.
I'm hungry, man. You guys made me hungry.
I love deep fried bird out of the grease. It's so much flavor.
Oh yeah, Claude.
Red wine, white wine,
and some 10 high.
No.
Ron, you have come a long way. Ron, you have come a long way. Ron, you have come a long way from that little can of Vienna sausage.
Well, I got some more. I got some Vienna sausages I'm bringing in tomorrow.
I got 4 cans of it upstairs. I love Vienna sausage.
Hey, Claude, if you saw that steak that I barbecued yesterday, you'd be even more hungry. You'd be hungrier.
Was it what cut was it before we go?
A strip.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's right in the fridge. I can show it to you if you want to see it, but
my favorite steak, people laugh, is a flank steak, and I'll barbecue it.
Chester's. I know about Chester's fried chicken. Yes.
I've seen Chester's.
Oh yeah, we got Chester's here.
Yeah.
On the highway, out on the highway traveling around.
Gas station, yeah. I like a tri-tip. I like strip steak.
What's the best beer to go with fried chicken? I know everyone says, a high gravity beer,
No, Milwaukee's Best Light.
Yeah, Miller High Life. Miller High Life.
So no Steel Reserve,
No, not with steak.
No.
Steel Reserve goes with
You'll make me cry.
Steel Reserve is best paired with methamphetamine.
Oh no, seafood. Dry seafood. What about seafood?
Oh, there ain't nothing that
if you get the 6% Steel Reserve, no, honestly though, if you get the 6% Steel Reserve, it probably would pair well with like a fried shrimp platter with some French bread and
Steel
high gravity beers. Any beers 8%, high gravity don't pair with nothing, right?
Steel Reserve is the only beer that makes Hurricane taste decent.
All right, I'll show it to you, and then we're getting off the air. All right, hold on.
So, because I always thought a high gravity great with some deep fried foods or spicy foods,
Oh yeah, maybe some pad thai or something.
But yeah, I've cut back on my high gravity intake. I just don't do it. I don't do steel, any of those, Colt 45 high gravity, any of them.
I ate one of them. Whoops, wrong person. I ate one of them today.
Ooh,
looks good, Ron.
Yeah.
Even for a cold steak out of the fridge, it looks good.
Yeah. You got 2 or 3 meals left there.
Yeah, that's my lunch for tomorrow. Believe
I
me.
can't really say you eat differently than me. That's one meal.
That's my lunch for tomorrow.
That would be another 3 meals for me.
And I have rice. I have rice and some salad to go with it. And but that little cast iron barbecue pit that I acquired, it's really an interesting barbecue pit because it sits off the ground. It sits on the ground only a few inches off the ground. It's got 4 legs. It's got 2 handles, one on each side, and it's heavy as heck. I bring it out on the patio and I'll set it down and pile the charcoal up like a little pyramid. And you can't be in a rush though, because it goes real slow. It cooks it real slow. You got it, but I'm not in a rush. I'm doing stuff, so I just let it simmer.
Cast
boy,
iron tends to be heavy.
Yeah, but it's good. Ooh. All right, last comments.
Not much. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the week, guys. Be safe. Don't overdo it. And get ready for Game 1 of the World Series Friday night.
Cheers, Thomas Meadow.
And get ready for the Saints to beat the Chargers Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
And as the Mets are saying, wait till next year.
Yep.
Oh, really? Well,
wait till next year.
We got this huge East Coast, West Coast matchup. That's going to bring in a lot of viewers.
I'm old school. I still don't forgive him for leaving Brooklyn.
I know. That's another video. That'd be a 10-hour video. All right. Well, y'all thank you, everybody.
Well, thank you, Ron.
Later.
Bye-bye, North America. Bye-bye, world.